Today, continuation of yesterday's teaching. Out of the 21 Tara, you have received the teaching on up to 5th, and now the 6th Tara, which is 4-sentence praise and prostration. Chancellor Jajin Mela Tsangpa Lungha Nazo Wangchu Chema Jungbo Roland Tizan Namdang Nujin Tsojin Dunne Dema. So this is a particular Tara who is known as Dönrik Namjam Drolma or Drolma Jirje Chenmo. So Dönrik Namjam Drolma means Dön means evil spirits and also evil energies, because there is outer Dön, inner Dön, and secret Dön. So outer Dön manifest in a form of a being, and we call them evil spirits. And inner Dön, which manifest in a form of individual circumstances, such as whatever that we don't wish, if that happens to us, that it will be inner Dön. And then the secret Dön will be the most powerful evil manifestation, which is foundation of all the suffering and all the problem. That is the I. The I, not me. I. You know, my I is the source of all of my problem. Your I is the source of all of your problem. So, I, that is the secret Dön. and now Dön Rik means, Rik here means the type. This Rik have last letter Sa, which you don't pronounce. And therefore it is talking about the type. And if does not have that last letter Sa, just Rik only, then it is talking about Rikpa, the awareness, the intelligence. But when there is a Sa on it, then after that, then it is the type. So the human type, animal type, and then Dön, the evil spirit type, evil manifestation type. So Nam means plural, not singular, plural. That means many. Nam. Then Jom means defeat, or pacify, or victorious over. So, for example, if somebody is in pain and you give a painkiller, then pain Jom temporarily. And there is a huge elephant going crazy and destroying everything. Then the elephant master come and say the magic word, then elephant just calm down and cool himself with the ear. So that is elephant Jom. So elephant's danger, the viciousness is Jom. So this number Dönrik Nam Jom. It have two meaning. If it is not the Nam with the Sa at the end, it will be forever. But Nam with the Sa at the end of it, then it is all of them, plural. So here it is plural. Jomma, ma is who can do that. Here ma is feminine terminology. Jompa also can be used it, and it's not necessarily muscular description, but it could be taken that way. Number in Jomma or number in Jompa, you can say both. And then Dolma, of course, I have explained already. Now another name for her is Dolma Jigsi Chenmo. Dolma, again same thing. And Jig here, Jig means fierce. And so who have the greatest, most powerful, most of the maximum splendor. So let's say for a little mouse, the cat is very fierce. For a cat, a leopard cat is very fierce. And for a leopard cat, a leopard is very fierce. For a leopard, a tiger is very fierce. For a tiger, a lion is very fierce. For a lion, an elephant is very fierce. And for an elephant, the little human being sitting on the head, the tiny little, sorry hook is very fierce. And so therefore, out of all the lights that we can see, the sun is the most fierce. There's nothing that can, there's no light can compete with the sun, unless with the help of the cloud. Yeah, with the help of the cloud and the help of the concrete wall, now this light is working for you better than the sun. But without that, as it is, the sun is the most powerful. So the most fierce, most powerful, and then at the same time, this also, what does it do? The most powerful destroys what is on its way. Most powerful light will eliminate or illuminate most powerful darkness in front of it. From sun to here, there is millions of miles of darkness. Millions of miles of darkness. And if you don't have the help of the planets who reflects the sun's light, if you are in the outer space and you just put your hand like this side will be totally light and this side will be totally dark. You cannot read your hand. You cannot read your hand this way. And if you read your left hand when the sun is there, you can read it. But if you wanted to read the right hand when the sun is over there, when there's no earth here, when there's no moon here, when there's no Mars here, you cannot read it. Of course, if the Mars is here, you will see your hand red, like computer that went wrong, it will be red. So anyway, that means whatever on its way, whatever is against it, that is totally illuminated or eliminated by it. So these have two meaning. And Jikpa have two meaning. And Jikche means who can do that. Cheba. Chenmo means great. Chenpo, Chenmo, same meaning. It means great, grand. And in Tibetan language, this Chenpo, Chenmo, this type of words are very irregular word, for as it's a representation of feminine and muscular meaning is concerned, because we can call Buddha the Tupa Chenpo or Tupa Chenmo. We can call both. It doesn't have to be a feminine to call mo, Chenmo, and muscular to call Chenpo. For example, I give you a very stupid example. You know, the high-ranking we are a theocratic society. So in our theocracy, the highest-ranking masters, cook, will have many ranks, and highest cook will be called Machin Chemu. And it's not a lady normally, because not because anything wrong with the lady again, but the great masters for whom the person is cooking is a male, so it will be a monk or ex-monk. So that way it will be Machin Chenmo. We don't say Machin Chenpo, Machin Chenmo. So it is not necessarily a feminine sort of words description, but here it suits very well with the Tara, Jigje Chenmo. Now, how does she look? She have red color, and she's holding purpa. Purpa is three edged dragger, which have three face on top, and one face, the right face is smiling, and left face is very wrathful, and central one is not smiling but not wrathful, just in balance, and that means charismatic. So in the middle. So no wrathful, no wrathful, and not silly and smiling all the time. Then it will be kind of in the middle. And when you are angry, everybody run away. When you are smiling, everybody start to lay this way, that way, and sit this way, that way, listen to you, not listen to you. But when you are in the middle, everybody start to sit up properly and listen properly, right? So this way, the Purpa have all three of these together. It is very interesting. Now I'm going sidetrack, not on the book. Sidetrack. Human beings are 99% not bad. 99% of the human beings are not bad. I'm talking about the today's world, And 99% of the human beings are not good. So they are not bad, they are not good, they're just going about. Right? There's 1%, half of whom is very, very, very good, and half of whom is very, very, very bad. So very, very, very bad means what? Knowingly, intentionally doing things that are bad and harmful to others. Bad by definition is harmful to others, doing everything to fulfill one's own satisfaction at the cost of everybody else's suffering. That is bad. Okay. So this another half is doing everything for the benefit of others at the cost of one's own suffering. That is good human being. So the good human being is 0.5%, bad human being is 0.5%, and 99 of them just survive. The definition of surviving is what? You don't want any trouble. You don't want to get involved in the bad one because there's trouble with the good one. And you don't want to involve with the good one because there will be trouble with the bad one. So you just wanted to somehow be in the middle and don't involve here, don't involve there, don't say anything. Or if you say something, think twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and say wrong things, then say sorry, and so all of this is what 99% of the human beings do. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. So now, why do I say this here? Is because we are talking about destruction. Destruction. And destruction, by definition, have so many meanings in there. Good ones try to destroy the bad ones, and bad ones try to destroy the good ones. And bad one is only 0.5%, good one is only 0.5%. Therefore, they have to use the 99% who are not good and not bad to achieve their goal. So good ones try to use the 99% to destroy the bad half, and bad ones try to use the 99% to destroy the good half. But right now, everybody think when somebody does something bad, they say it's human nature. But when somebody does something good, they will say, wow. They don't say it's human nature. They don't say, of course. They don't say that. They get surprised when somebody does something good. But when somebody does something bad, they don't get surprised. It's kind of natural. That is not a very good sign. It means bad is more powerful right now than the good. That is the sign that why we all dare to say, I don't say, but put me in there also for everybody's sake, and we dare to say it's human nature when somebody does something bad. And then we dare not say it's human nature when somebody does something good. Intentionally maybe not like that, but technically it is like that. We can call it brainwash, we can call it acceptance, submission, we can call it we get accustomed to it, but that is the way it is. Now, the way the good destroys the bad and the way the bad destroys the good is totally two different ways, not the same way. The good try to destroy the bad by making the bad good. And that is difficult way. But bad try to destroy the good by just getting rid of the good one. That's a very easy way. Relatively speaking. You cannot get rid of anybody, ultimately, for a short time, no? Because if you get rid of somebody right now, then that person will be born very soon and more powerful than you, and that person will become not very good and might become your competitor for badness, and you will have more than that good, nice person that you have destroyed. You have created not so good person out of it because of your karma. And it depends on how did that good person felt when you got rid of that good person. If that good person felt compassion, that good person felt sorry for you and compassion for you, then of course, not too bad. But that is not very easy, because even good people, when they are unfairly destroyed, then they feel bitterness, they feel angry, they feel negative, and they might say some kind of wish that may I become so powerful in my next life so that I get this one who destroyed me. Then the good one became bad already. You see? So that way, actually, bad one got more to deal with by getting rid of good one. Anyway, good one try to transform the bad one. It is not an easy task. And also, good one try to transform the bad one by doing positive things. Talking, explaining, begging, and doing everything, standing on head, and crawling, and rolling, and screaming, crying, all this sort of thing. Most of the time, it doesn't work. Why? Bad one feel more powerful, because somebody who I think a threat, who he or she think threat to him or her, is begging, crying, standing on the head, rolling, screaming, and feel more power. And it becomes almost like an entertainment for the bad one. So that way, good ones have harder time to succeed against the bad. So therefore, by being said that, which is nothing to do with the pure Dharma, but which is to do with the ground reality, grassroots ground reality. You know what I mean? I think about this, you are much better than me. Actually, many of you are in the middle of it. When you play the football, there's two parties, and they have to use the ball to play the game. If there's no ball, then they cannot play the game. So you have been the ball for good and bad all your life. I'm also maybe a little bit like that from time to time, possible. Anyway, then in this, what do we need? What do we need? We need something like this Tara. She's a mother, number one. She's not a macho man. Yeah. She's not a macho man with a big, what you call this, big iron with spikes, to blow your brains off. What do you call this?
Mace.
Yeah, the Tara is not a macho man with a big mace to smash your head. She's not like that. That's number one. But here she's not smiling. You see, she's not smiling, and she's red color, and she's holding very powerful three-faced, three-bladed dagger, and which is manifesting sparks like lightning, like thunderbolt, and with the sound of hung, in a form of hung. So cha means when the welders weld something, then kind of fires come out. So you have to have a dark glass to look through to weld properly. So that is what we call cha. So the fire cha manifesting. And now you should not mistake this, if you are interested in Tibetan language, with the earth stupa, small one, which is called tatsa. That is not tatsa, that is satsa. That is satsa. This is tatsa. Okay? So that is satsa, that is tatsa. So there's difference. Very big difference. If you don't know how to say what you mean, you cannot mean what you say. Ladies and gentlemen, you're supposed to mean what they say, right? So words are quite important. Sounds are quite important. So this is ta. Now, then the words that are mentioned here, chansal, jachin, melha, tsangpa, lungna, naso, wangchu, chuma. So this means that she is so powerful, so that all the great powerful beings, such as creator of the universe, such as the god of the fire, such as god of the wind, then that will include god of the earth, god of the water, god of all the other things. And all those who have the most superior power, they all make an offering to her. That means, why would somebody make offering to somebody? For two reasons. One is because want something. The 0.5%, the bad ones will offer you a lot, right? To get you on his or her side. And so why? Because want something. So offer something to get something. Another reason is offering a sign of respect and submission. That means the power of the Tara is so much, so that make offering. And that means transformed. If the bad one comes to the good one and make offering, that means if the good one is weak, then it is bribery. It is divine corruption. Yes. But if good one is real good and powerful, then it is transformation. Bad one has been transformed. Bow to you, make offering to you, try to please you. And that shows that bad one has learned that the way is to be good. The bad cannot win over the good. And now, this at the same time have the next two sentences, which says, ghosts and Walking Dead. Walking Dead, somebody died, but then the corpse get up and walk, Then whoever it touches will become like that. Whoever it bites will become like that. So we call that rolang, walking, a standing corpse. That means walking dead. And tisa means another being who eat the smell. That means who does not have this kind of body, but another kind of body. So we have to burn the food so that they can eat the smell of the food. But you can give like this, they cannot eat it because they don't have this kind of body to chew it and swallow it. So we call that tisa. And then also, it's very interesting. I don't want it to make you superstitious, okay? We are already superstitious enough. I can see every person dressed differently. Every person have different style of hair, and they are all superstitious because we saw somebody like this, somebody like that, and we try to copy it, and we think that is our deity, that is our role model, that is our example. We are pretending to be this and that. I will not say names because it is being recorded. But some of you try to look like Mr. something something. Some of you look like Mrs. something something. Everybody have imagination. So anyway, we are superstitious already, but that's all right. That's all right. But when I give you one example. In one family, how much you try, food never tastes good. How much you try, the nourishment is not there. How much you try, the place doesn't look good. How much you try, you never feel cozy. You never feel kind of comfortable. You feel sort of everybody come in and want to go out instead of sitting there. So why? We call that the smell eating, has eaten the essence of the food already. So what you're cooking there is juta, left over with no essence. It's like multivitamin pills that ran out of the expiry date 5 years. So it looks like a multivitamin, but if you eat it, nothing will happen. Instead, you might get sick. So, so that is some type of spirits, and they can be also good, but many times like that. And also in my culture where I come from, we are very much into this, and we try to be I'm not talking about the dharma aspect, but in the worldly, in the family, regular persons, people dress well, people eat well, people talk big, people walk heads high. So they say, if you walk like this, if you bow to everybody, and if you dress badly, poorly, if you eat poorly, and if you are a penny pincher, then this spirit will become part of you, so that you will never succeed, you will never be successful, and everything will become like that. You will become smaller, and at the end you might walk like a donkey, but you only get a donkey's share. You see, donkey work very hard, but it get very little share. But horse does not work hard. Most of the best horses, they don't work very hard, but they get groomed, they get fed, they get taken care. Well, despite of sometimes they get put to sleep. Then they break one of the legs. But most of the time, just for doing few hours of show off once in a while, they get months of treatment. And because the horse's head is held high, and the horse's mind is broad, like to run. And dear donkey, I respect you. Don't feel angry at me. But this is perception, maybe absolutely wrong perception. But donkeys always don't like to run, like to be just lazy, and don't think, don't stand up and look far, and think of crossing the mountains and crossing the plains, and don't think like that. Just walking around in the street corners and looking for the garbage, and so this way then becomes like that. So I'm sorry for the donkeys. I don't think maybe that is right, but this is what general people's perception. Work like a donkey and get donkey's share only. And don't do anything like a great horse. Not this what do you call horse taxi? What do you call that? Tankawala's horse work like a donkey. But actually the real horses of old days, people really take care of their horse. Exactly where I come from. They overfeed the horse, and horses 4 seasons, exactly same shape, and lots of exercise and lots of respect. So this is tisa, and I'm not saying you should show off. I'm not saying you should indulge. But what I'm saying here is you naturally should have kind of a dignity about yourself. Even in a worldly sense, you should respect yourself. You should hold your heads high. You should be dignified. You should be only humble towards Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. You should be humble towards your parents. You should be humble towards anything that is holy and sacred. Other than that, you should not say, so and so have power, so and so have money, so and so are fierce, and I'm going to be afraid and like this. No. For me, the respect is very healthy. But fear is sickness. It is a disease. Once you catch the virus of the fear, it will only get worse. And after some time, I tell you, you will be afraid of yourself. Then what do? If you have fear of yourself, pretty bad. Don't you think so? So, now this way, it is very important for us to have the self-esteem and self-respect, and also confidence in oneself is very important. Now, back to the text. Okay, now back to the text. Then the next 2 sentences says that the Jungpo, Rolang, Tisa, and Nujin. Nujin is actually, Nujin literally means who gives harm. But that is very ironic one way, because Jin means who gives you wealth. The king of the Nejin is Zambala. So, who give you wealth. But there is a very, very good reason, deeper reason for this. Because if you have just enough wealth, just enough wealth to keep yourself fed and dressed and sheltered and feed your children and give them education and all of this, just enough, then wonderful. You can use your wealth. But if you have more than you need, then you become the slave of your wealth. You have to take care of it, otherwise you can lose it. And how much you can eat, how much you can dress, how much you can wear, how many houses you can have. You can have 200 houses, and you still want 165 houses because you wanted to stay in one house per day for round the year. And you can have 365 watches, one for every day. And you will have an astrologer who will check you that which color is the correct watch for you today. And you have 10 fingers, You can have 10 rings for every day for 365 days. And then you will have an astrologer, gemology. Gemologist? Gemologist. Not gemologist, sorry, gemologist. So who will tell you which finger, which ring you should wear for which finger for which day. And then that can go on forever. Then what will be for the morning, what will be for the afternoon, what will be for the evening, what will be for the night, what will be for the lunch, what will be for this meeting, what will be for that meeting, You have to have millions of rings with millions of gems on it. So that way, it is harm. It is not help. It is suffering. You have a big house, then you have to have many servants. And you have many servants. You can call them helpers, but actually they are servants. That's just a matter of saying political correct. We say helpers, but you don't work with them. They work for you. So therefore, they're not helper. Helping means you hold the one side of the sofa, and your servant hold another side of the sofa. Then you are helping, right? But you want 2 servants to carry the sofa, and you tell them where to put it. So that is not helper. So anyway, you have to have that many servants. And then you have that many servants, then you have to be very, very firm to all these servants. Because if you are not firm to your servants, you become the servant. Because there are many. You're only one. And they overwhelm you. You see? And one of my friend, he fired his servant for a very small thing. And I was shocked. And I said, why did you do such thing? And he told me, today it is that small thing, but tomorrow it can be bigger. Day after tomorrow it will be bigger. But 2 years from now, he might steal my head. So I don't want to give him any chance for that. Therefore, when I saw the sign that my servant is not loyal to me, then I got rid of him. And that way, he also will learn a lesson, and I will not lose my head 2 years from now. So that is, I don't agree 100%, but, I also think there's some wisdom in there. Because that might be the case. If somebody can steal some small thing today, if that person can get hold of bigger thing, then there is the precedent already set. You see? So, so that way, ne jin, by definition, is if we are praying for that that particular spirit, that particular God, with good motivation, sincere motivation, then it is really benefit that this God will give. For example, I give you a very simple example. You have 10 acres of land. You don't have water. So you want a spring to water your 10 acre so that you can grow fruits and all of that. So you dig a well. You dig into the mountain to get just enough water for the 10 acre. So if your motivation is very clear, then it will be just enough water for your 10 acre land. But if you are greedy, and if your motivation is unreasonable and selfish, you dig too much into the mountain, and you will get a river from there. Then your 10 acre land will be under the ground, under the water, and not just that, many villages and Gaonwala down there will suffer because the big flood will come out of the mountain. So better make a small, just enough water source for 10 acre. And more than that is Nöjin. And so this is a very common name for particular deity. Some of these Nöjins are Bodhisattva Nöjin, and some of the Nöjins are just gods. So all of them now. Tso means assembly. Ji means by, Dun means front, Ne means from, Te means praise, Ma means mother. So, Jungpo, Rolang, Triza, and Nöjin, assembly of them, praise her in front of her, to her. Now, the first one is offering, second one is praise. So what is the difference between these two? In these 4 sentences, half of them offering, half of them praise. Okay. Now the first ones are very powerful gods and very powerful beings. So they have the power to create. They have the power, they are the fire, they are the water, they are the wind, they are the earth. So these kind of very powerful ones offered to her. What do they offer? The fire offers fire. Water offers water. Earth offers earth. Creator offers all the creation to her. And you offer what you have, right? You cannot offer what you don't have. So God of the fire have the fire. So we'll offer the fire. Now the next ones, they does not have that kind of power. Therefore, they don't have that much to offer. They're secondary. They are secondary. Therefore, they praise. Because they are not the owner of the universe. They are not the creator of the universe. They are not the embodiment of the fire. They are not the embodiment of the elements. Therefore, they are under this, and they have some power to do something about those things. They are not. I give you an example of a company, big company, a private company. Not public company, private company. So the first ones are the real owners of the company. So they can offer. But second are the sales management, sales manager, public relations manager, this level. So they can only praise. They cannot offer. If they offer, then the owner will give them trouble. So they don't own. So therefore they praise. So this is the differences between the first two sentences and second two sentences. Now, what will really be the true benefit that this Tara will shower upon us will protect us from all of these, because all of our sufferings, all of our obstacles, all level of suffering and all level of obstacles are one way or another related to everything that these powerful spirits represent. When we say Creator God, it doesn't mean Creator God creates everything like an architect drawing on a paper, and engineer like making assessment of, or the civil engineer kind of, how much cement put here, how much steel should be put here, how big the glass should be here. Not like that. And then it will not be like a contractor. They are not creating that way. They are the creation itself. So they are the creation itself. And that creation is described and identified as a creator. There cannot be creator and creation, two different things. Then big problem. Because why didn't the creator create better one? Why did the creator create such a stupid things? This design is pretty bad. You see, if something happens behind me, I cannot see. So I just can be walking and somebody can knock me from behind. So why Creator didn't put an eye here? Another eye, behind me. You see? And my legs are so useless. Therefore, I need steps to even go up 3 feet. Why didn't Creator create my feet like monkeys? Can use all 4 of them. So that way, if the Creator and creation are two different things, then there's so many arguments, and you can never win. There's no logic behind it. But Creator and creation is inseparable. Creator and creation are same. The God of the fire and the God of the fire is same and inseparable. And God of the wind and the wind is inseparable. The wind is not the lung power of the God of the wind, So what kind of a lung the God of wind is supposed to have? And so first have to breathe in in order to breathe out. So where does that God of air breathe in all the wind? That means God of the wind have to steal the wind that does not belong to him or her first, and then breathe out as if it is hers or his. So this way, there is no base. So it will not stand any chance. But as a Buddhist, we believe in inseparableness and interdependentness of the Creator and creation. There's no problem for that. So that is very clearly described here in the Tara teaching. Very clearly described here. So that is the 6th Tara.